Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice. I feel like I've missed out on pieces of rock music history, and one of those major gaps in knowledge is around System of a Down. I had no idea how big they were until I listened to Ariel's recently on this channel, and it's due to your comments and suggestions that right now I'm going to listen to Toxicity for the first time. And I want to say thank you for guiding me through this incredible journey in music. Let's get to it. Just in this instrumental intro, it sparks my brain. There's like lots of little sparks flying. I like the variation in the beats and the breaks. And then I liked the way it sort of drew me in with a soft intro and then smacked it really hard with some more hard instrumentation and heavier beats. One more time for the beginning. Right? It's like, come on in, listen to our song. Cool.
Conversion, software version 7.0. Looking at life through the eyes of a tire hub. Eating seeds is a pastime activity. The toxicity of our city, No! What?
Whoa. So Serj, the lead singer, I want to get deeper and deeper into his voice. I'm excited to really dig in this time. I feel that he has so much smoothness and openness available in the back of his vocal tract. And I can hear this like almost, it's a soothing sound that he's able to create back there. And then he'll create a little more pressure and pressing on the sound and drive it more forward, probably closing off a little bit of that backspace, getting it to focus more and more forward, and even maybe constraining a little bit here to create a more pressed sound. Even in this initial entrance from him, there's a lot of different shifting in his vocal tract that he's doing to control the tone quality.
Conversion, software version 7.0.
That sound is really open. It sounds like there's a ton of open space in the back. It sounds like it's very open in the throat as well. One more time there.
Conversion, software version 7.0.
It's so easy too.
Looking at life through the eyes of a tire hub.
Huh. And the vibrato he uses here is interesting.
Life through the eyes of a tire hub.
I wonder if that comes from his Armenian background. It sounds like it's a more manipulated vibrato than the kind of vibrato we're often used to hearing in Western music, which is the kind of vibrato we hear in Western music is essentially a periodic relaxation of muscles in and around your throat. It's not just inside of the larynx, but it's around it too. and often creates laryngeal bobbing, which is essentially just it kind of going booga, booga, booga. And it creates this very even, often a little more widely spaced vibrato. His vibrato here was much faster. And that is often created by adding a little bit of tension in different areas instead of that periodic relaxation. Very, very curious and really fun to hear just that little tiny tidbit. That could be associated with Armenian folk music, possibly. I'm not sure.
Life through the eyes of a tire hub.
That's cool.
Eating seeds is a pastime activity. The toxicity of our city, of our city.
Really bring it forward there.
What are you on the wall? How do you own disorder? Disorder. No, somewhere between the sacred silence and sleep. Somewhere between the sacred silence and sleep. Disorder, disorder, disorder.
I really, really like what he's doing. There's such a fun combination of so many different techniques in here. Obviously, when he's getting to the heavier stuff, there's a little bit of distortion there. But it's so clearly created in a great way because he's able to move between lots of different kinds of clean singing with lots of different spacing within that clean singing as well. There's even a little bit of ornamentation there that I'm guessing is coming from his background as well. And it's so fascinating to hear that really focused press sound come out, and then at other times have this really open, smooth, airy sound. And especially because when I think about somebody who does harsh vocals or is able to get into more of that distortion, I don't expect them to have as much of a range in different kinds of tone qualities within clean as well. It's, whew, there's a lot that's really good there. So that E vowel lead, it's sleep. It's not lead. It's sleep is the word, I think. The E vowel is so far forward. It's like really, really here. A lot of times E vowels can be considered too bright in singing. And so a lot of times singers will round them a little bit instead of this really E that's pulled to the side that's really focused in the nose and cheekbones right here. They'll round it a little bit to give a little more warmth, but he leans right into it. And that causes that extra focused sound to be even more focused. And then we get this really clear and like pinpointed ornamentation that he does on it as well. That last part and the way he shifts into the soft, like airy, barely sung sound is so, it's such a amazing vocal journey that he goes on there. Wow.
Fires, loud neighbors, flashlight reveries caught in the headlights of a truck, eating seeds as a pastime activity, the toxicity of our city, of our city. No, what are you on the wall?
I'm still just mesmerized by the way it sounds like he's bringing in different folk elements into his singing, just very slightly at times. The way he's singing in this lower range in particular has a casualness that's approached with it, but again, going from open back to focus forward consistently, but with really clear diction the whole time, of course, really, really quite nice. I'm really curious about the lyrics and where they come from as well. I did a little bit of reading about some thoughts on it. The idea of toxicity is a combination of toxic and city, right? And he talks about that here, the toxicity of our city, and I think some people thought that was referring to LA. That first image, and one of the reasons I chose to watch the music video and not a live performance, was to try and get more context for what that might be talking about. And that first image was the Walk of Fame that has the stars that are in Hollywood, essentially. So I think that's interesting. Or flashlight reveries caught in the headlights of a truck. Possible that he's talking about that dream of coming to Hollywood and what all is going to happen there, and how sometimes that can sort of lead a person into a toxic lifestyle. It can also be a great lifestyle. I personally totally loved LA, but anyhow, I see how that there's in pursuing those things, you can really get caught into some bad stuff. So I wonder if that's what the song is going at. He's talking about disorder everywhere, and that could be the chaos of a big city. I'm not sure, but I think that it's pretty beautiful that this is left open to interpretation, and I would love to hear your interpretation in the comments down below. So please comment away and let me know how you relate to this song. We'll go back just a little bit.
Our city, of our city. No, what do you own the world? How do you own the starter? No, somewhere between the sacred silence and sleep. Somewhere between the sacred silence and sleep. Disorder.
This is so cool. It's so cool how many different sounds and placements he's using to create them.
No, what do you own the world? How do you own the No, somewhere between the sacred silence.
Right there, the way he tosses that off and more is hollering it than singing it. It feels almost like coaching a football team to me. I like the way that he's taken it to that next level of how do I make this more intense? I'm already singing this with distortion. Let's be a football coach for a moment, right? It's a good way to continue to try and heighten the energy of the song.
The toxicity.
Too far back, sorry.
Of our city. No, what do you own the world? How do you own the No, somewhere between the sacred silence and sleep. Somewhere.
Okay, right there on somewhere, he spreads the sound. This is often a very technical term where the sound goes so horizontal, it often loses a beautiful quality. It'll sound a little bit more manic. This especially applies to tenors when they're going really high. Sopranos sometimes soon, but it's more likely to happen with tenors. Sometimes tenors, when they go really high, they go, ah, and the sound goes too far to the side, doesn't have enough vertical loft in it. So the sound will become a little unbalanced. So he's on purpose doing that here, which is really cool.
Sacred silence and sleep. Somewhere between the sacred silence and sleep. Disorder.
That's some fast head banging. Oh. Whoa, I really dig the way that they took this bridge section and brought it back into the chorus. What a cool instrumental section there. So. I'm going to come back a little bit and talk about this shift. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So the subdivision here really shifts. Before you've had essentially a subdivision of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and you get to this part, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the time signature, meaning the subdivision of the rhythm underneath, shifts, but the tempo is related, which is why they're able to relate it back in to the chorus later.
Between the sacred silence and sleep, disorder,
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's cool. That's amazing. Essentially, I think that they're doing like a 4 against 3 feeling. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. They're keeping, even at some points in that musical break there, or the instrumental break, there were a couple times when the drummer would bring that 1, 2, 3 just very subtly back in, so you knew that it was still there and ready to go the moment we looped back into the chorus. Very, very cool design. I love how they did that. Whoa! What great breath control and great control of the amount of distortion as well.
When I became the sun that shone life into the man's heart. When I became the sun that shone life into the man's heart.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
When I became the sun that shone life into the man's heart. When I became the sun that shone life into the man's heart.
I think that's the end. And the way that they are driving into the end, so it becomes even more, it feels like it's become more disorderly, even though it actually had very clear and strategic timing order. It feels like it becomes more disorderly and more deranged almost towards the end. That drive towards the end is very exciting, and I really like it. It's almost very unexpected from this voice that started out with so much soothing quality to it.
Between the sacred silence and sleep, disorder, disorder, disorder.
Whoa.
When I became the sun that shone life into the man's heart. When I became the sun that shone life into the man's heart.
Even the yell at the end. Whoa. Whoa. I feel so intrigued. His ability to access so many different sounds, and the way he brings in sounds that I'm not even as familiar with. I can tell you about maybe how they'd be created in his vocal tract, but I haven't heard them ever used in a context like this. And it's so cool to hear that enormous range of expression used in a song like this. I love that there's a progressive element to it, but we also have this continuation of the chorus at various times. And the drive at the end is incredible and intense, and it really leaves me wanting more. So I hope that you'll continue to recommend more. And if you haven't already seen that analysis of aerials, you should check it out over here. I'm definitely looking forward to learning more about System of a Down. Thank you.